I turn from my old ways of doing things new. I hate what I love, but I'm trying, man, it's true. I'm fighting every day in my mind through and through, please. Yeah.
What is good? This is your boy John Legacy J, and this is the breaking point. So, who am I? What is this channel? And why am I doing this? First of all, let's start with the who. I'm an artist, songwriter, and producer. I recently just dropped a project. Pretty much my story, y'all. Pretty much my story of how I went through a rough patch in life. The title explains it pretty much. Tales of a Sinner. Yeah, I was doing the most, and how I got back on track. I believe that this project is probably my most meaningful project that I've ever done because of the purpose behind it. Artist, producer, songwriter. What else do I want to tell you guys about myself? Fitness enthusiast. I love fitness. At one point I was a certified personal trainer. I also have a certificate in personal training, went to school for it. At the time I just didn't quite meet my lifestyle because I was already at a job making money, right? And to start all over with the responsibilities I have, which goes into my next part. Father of 5, got 5 kids. And for those who are wondering, yes, same woman, been married for 18 years. It really just didn't fit. So I found myself doing it on the side. And then the more and more I started working and everything, and I was going to school at the same time, working on my bachelor's degree in business marketing. It didn't fit. But I still love it, and I still help coach people. So you'll probably see some fitness on the channel because I want to make sure that people are getting the right information out there when it comes to fitness and health, because it's a lot of crazy stuff you see online, man, and a lot of fitness fails. And I be feeling bad because I had an injury in the gym myself before. But anyway, so we got artist, producer, songwriter, love fitness, family man. I love my family. I do, man. There's a lot of people who don't love their families. I don't know how you could not love family, because that's what God cares about the most, especially as men, like running our families. When I say running, it's not in a demeaning way to women or anything. It's just providing a sense of direction for our families, right? And having a plan and a purpose. And so I think that, to me, it's one of the most important things. And I see a lot of people who have a lot of, success going on and everything, but, the family dynamic just isn't quite there. So one thing that I want to shed light on is, as men, how we could do better with being present with our families and being impactful in the workplace, right? Another thing to let y'all know, I still work a day job. I do. Hey, you got to have money to fund your dreams, man. You got to. And someone asked me the other day, like, if you had like millions of dollars, would you still work your day job? Until I couldn't. To be honest, yeah. Yeah, to be honest, yeah. So I've got those things going on. One thing that some know, some don't know, and if you're just watching this, you probably don't know because you watch and try to figure out who is this guy. I am an ordained pastor as well. And you might be like, well, where's your church? Where you do? Look, my ministry is here for now. The wife and I, we have a ministry. We meet on Saturdays virtually for Bible study with people. And if you're interested in that, just drop it in the comments. Let us know if you're interested in 1 or 10. So the breaking point. What is the breaking point? I came up with, I don't want to say I came up with it. Well, I could say that, came up with this concept of the breaking point because at some point in our lives, we're at a breaking point, whether it's with our faith, our fitness, our our well-being as far as like financial. Like we get to a breaking point and we just want change, right? And in here, I'm going to give some of my breaking points, or some points where I believe, as a culture and as a people, we need to divert our attention another way. And they said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results, right? So at some point there has to be a breaking point within our lives and as a culture and as a society for us to do something different, and even more so as a church. So if you're out there and you are a Christian and you're wondering how to live this life, because I call it navigating through Babylon, y'all, because there are a lot of things that are enticing, a lot of things that we can do as believers, but as Apostle Paul said, is it beneficial to us, right? So it's this channel is geared towards those who are they know there's more to this Christian life. They know there's more to it. They hear about the miracles. They hear about people being blessed, but you like on the outside, like, how do I get that? How do I live this life that's supernatural? Like I said, talked about health earlier. So if you're at a place that you like, man, I really just got to get up, I got to start working out, I'm going to have some content for that too. Some ways that you could work out from home without using any weights, and still get a good workout in, man. The thing is, we want to move around. We want to be mobile, because my grandmother used to tell me, if you don't use it, you lose it. And my grandmother's in her 80s and she's still getting around like she was when she was younger. But, I digress. But we gotta make sure that we are, that we're staying active, right? And we have to make sure that we're always reading our word for ourselves. That's another thing that I've noticed, like in this culture, is we just want things fed to us. And sometimes we can get information fed to us that's not right. If you're on social media, you know that. It's a lot of it that's just out there, and people aren't reading their Bible for themselves, getting the information for themselves, man. So, and then of music, like, you're going to see music content on this channel, right? I'm a songwriter, producer, recording artist. You're going to see some stuff, like maybe some how-tos. Maybe we'll get into, how to start your business, your LLC, how to get your first setup as a musician and an artist. You want to do it at home. How to copyright, how to get paid, things like that. But the center focus is breaking through points in our life where we're stuck, or where we know there needs to be a change. So that's the breaking point in a nutshell, right? But we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. So don't just hold me to that, because I believe as believers, and I'll get into a little bit of this real quick. I believe as born again believers who believe in Jesus Christ, sometimes we can put some restrictions on us that God has not put on us. Man has done it. And I liken it to like cars. Like if you like cars and you heard of like a governor or a limiter is put on the vehicle so it can't go its full potential. Like it'll stop the vehicle if the vehicle is capable of doing 150, 160 miles per hour, due to the manufacturer, and they'll put a governor on it, which will cause the vehicle to like top out at like 110. That's just an example, but it's like that. You might don't ask me how I know. Okay, I told you it was a tale of a sinner. That was my project and everything. Don't ask me how I know. But anyway, as believers, we put governors on ourselves by the expectation of others, cultural standards and norms. And because of that, we can live a life of lack. We can live a life of unfulfillment. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not going to be like any other, as some would say, pastor that you've seen online or in person. God's given me gifts, and I intend to use every last one of them for his glory. Every last one of them. Music, producing. I'm not going to limit myself to the norms and the standards of others. So if you're the type of person who is like, I don't believe pastors should make beats, then you could go, because the Bible, when Jesus was going and he was talking to Peter, he was making them fishers of men, right? And our gifts are what we use to fish. They're like bait. Like, you can't go fishing with a dry hook. And some people try to go fishing with a dry hook and they scare off more fish than they catch. You know, so I intend to use every last gift that I have. One thing I forgot to tell you, you might see some videos floating around online as well, is I do comedy sketch videos as well. Like, I intend to use every last thing, man. It's a part of who I am. And we can't put ourselves in this box that God did not put us in. God has many different characteristics, and if we're made in his image and likeness, we do too. So why are we not using all of it? There's people right now who are doing ministry out there, like pastors and just leaders, and you're struggling financially, and it's because you got these ideas and you're worried about what other people are going to think about you because of what you're doing. Now, and when I say this, I'm not talking about crazy stuff. I'm not talking about you out there trying to do all types of crazy stuff that doesn't line up with the Bible. But some things, it could just be the little things, man. It could be the little things that just hinder us from living the life that we were called and purposed to live. So an example for me would be like what I'm doing now. Like, some people are like, why are you doing this? You know, shouldn't you just be at somebody's church and trying to travel and preach to other people and all? Nah, that's not what God made me to do. That's not the season I'm in right now. I mean, some people try to put a season on you that is not even there. You know what I'm saying? They'll say, hey, wear this raincoat. I'm like, it ain't even raining. They'll be like, hey, man, go ahead, wear that coat. It's cold outside. You need to wear your winter coat. It's like, that's not my season. It's hot over here, bro. It may be cold for you, but it's not cold for me. So it's really just getting conditioning the mind to understand, like, you are what God made you to be. You have a special calling. You have a special group of people that God made you to reach. And a lot of us try to conform to how other people do things in order to get to the place that you're destined to be at. But God never moved people in a traditional way. He never elevated people in a traditional way. Even in the Bible, when you look at it, David wasn't a son of a king. He wasn't born into that. You know what I'm saying? Joseph wasn't either. Look at even Samson, the strength that he had. You know, that wasn't something he didn't get that from working out in the gym and eating chicken, rice, and broccoli. He didn't get that from that. He got it from God. Promotion comes from God. So if you're falling in line with his purpose and plan and you're being obedient, then your promotion will come the way that he wants it to come. But don't try to look at emulating other people. You know, get a personal relationship with God yourself. And that's what I will preach until my lungs collapse, is you knowing God for yourself and you being able to walk with him, being able to hear him, and walk in purpose. So yeah, I said a lot, but that's what I'm all about. That's what I am all about. The Breaking Point is all about breaking through points in our lives and in our culture where we need some change. And I'm gonna unapologetically be me, as my wife would say. That's her tagline. I took it. I like it. But yeah, I'm gonna unapologetically be me. Like I said, you're gonna see a lot of things. Just hold on for the ride, because this is going to be something different. It's going to be something impactful, and it's going to be something purposeful. All right? So, again, it's your boy John Legacy J, and this is The Breaking Point.